I know what you're thinking. Yes, I am recording this on a phone. Life just keeps happening, doesn't it? I've had to deal with like one too many adult responsibilities today. Just went in for a job interview, trying to secure my deal on this apartment I'm trying to rent. Yeah, trying to move into and do this review and, another video for my update on all the albums I've missed for the year. Hopefully that'll happen. If it doesn't happen today, I'll, do my best to do it, in the Airbnb I'm staying halfway, to my drive to California. That's another thing. This will be my last video for a while, or these two. Because I am driving all the way across the country starting tomorrow, and then I'll be gone for 2 weeks, and I don't realistically think that I can make videos and be listening to albums and forming opinions during that time. So yeah, expect a hiatus, and also expect this video to not be, up to the quality of my other videos, because I am, doing this pretty just whatever comes to mind, I'm just gonna say. But yeah, let's just get right into it. This new Jon Hopkins album, Singularity, goddamn, man, I've given this thing so many listens, I've really tried, and there's no reason why I shouldn't be head over heels in love with this album, right? It's definitely my type of music, house, techno, IDM, I eat that shit up when it's done right. And this is well made. It is very well made. And the soundscape is pretty pleasant. There are tons of layers of ambience, kind of these energetic techno beats that shuffle and distort a bit. Bleak and chilling piano. It's very atmospheric. A lot of use of reverb in this thing. But here's the thing. I think I've mostly, put a finger on my problems here. The first being, I feel like there's not enough variation in, raw ideas here. And not even that, it's just that the songs structurally feel very similar to each other, and it's, consuming this album as a whole is kind of almost like a chore for me, just because, every song reminds me of another moment I've already heard. And then there's the thing where it's, Immunity had a definite sense of emotion, but it felt very raw and effortless. Whereas with this album, it's almost like Jon Hopkins is going through the emotions, but not really putting much heart into it. And feel free to disagree with me here, because I can see how you would think that this is a pretty emotional album, but to me, for some reason, it just feels flatter. It's just not clicking with me in the same way, no matter how hard I try, even when put in, the right atmosphere, because I do find that, with albums like this, sometimes you can't just listen to it, in the middle of class on a Tuesday, just, staring into space. Sometimes it's gotta be, at night, or, when you're in some sort of mind state, just, different atmospheres can do different things to you. With different records, which is another part of why I think it's important to just keep giving albums listens, especially if you're gonna review them, because that was the thing that happened with me for Against All Logic. Totally just clicked with me all of a sudden. But yeah, this album is not doing that. Just compositionally, there's so many moments that didn't really need to be included here to get the message across. It's almost like you could cut this down to 3 or 4 songs, or and still get the same amount of ideas that this record presents. And that's not to say that I only like 3 or 4 songs here, because I think there are a lot of very layered, well-made tracks here when isolated as singles. They're very enjoyable. I would probably give them 4s or 5s, but it's just that the entire album experience does feel a little samey. I don't know. But anyway, moving on to some highlights, some of my favorite tracks. I would probably be most inclined to come back to Emerald Rush or Neon Pattern Drum. Emerald Rush is very gorgeous and elegant, kind of has these bouncy ass synths in this cloud of haze. Works in spacey keys that, the record would go on to work in later, making it a more prominent part of the soundscape of some songs, but I actually really like it when it's incorporated subtly like this, and then it kind of erupts a bit, and works in this like spazzy, syncopated lead, and little atmospheric vocal additions are included to close it out. And yeah, it's like a really nice moment. And neon pattern drum kind of similar, really atmospheric. Like there's this whole landscape of ambience, and then kick drum and bass comes in, gets really muffled and distorted, like it's like slowly losing control. Just a great moment. Also, Feel First Life is one of those like quieter, more somber piano based cuts. And I would probably be most inclined to come back to this one of, like, the three that this album includes. There's also, like, Echo, Dissolve, and Recovery, because it just feels like the most intentional, like, especially, like, in the track listing, it's, like, a nice break from, like, the first, like, half of this album. It definitely is of like noticeable change of pace, which I really appreciate, and I am glad that these were just like included to kind of break up the sameness of the album. And COSM has actually grown on me quite a bit. I think it's cool that this song kind of like works subtly. It's almost a bit psychedelic, like everything in the song feels very like interwoven, and as compared to the others, it's not as like polished, and I don't know, it just feels like all of these sounds are like slowly oozing out from it, and yeah, it's got some really cool, like, textures. And then Luminous Beings, oh no, this song just kind of highlights what bothers me, about this album on the whole. It's just, like, 12 minutes of, like, sounds I've already heard, to be honest. Like, it's like it's displaying like everything that it's already covered, you know. It's just like, why do we need this track? And again, like if you separated this song from the rest of the album, it would be great. Like it's a very well made song and everything, but it's just that like I don't really think it was a necessary addition to the album on the whole, you know. Yeah, overall I think this is like a pretty good album. It's definitely on the better side of house records for sure. But yeah, like, as a whole, I don't really see myself coming back to it that much. Definitely nowhere near to the level of Immunity, but still I think you should probably check it out if you're a fan of the genre, and I know a lot of people are on the hype train for this thing, so there's a good chance you're gonna like it better than me. So yeah, definitely check it out, and thanks for watching this review. Yeah, I'll see you soon. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. Hopefully today or tomorrow, fingers crossed. And, add my Snapchat. It's AYEMY Goodall, because I'm sure tomorrow I'll post plenty of photos of just, like, random shit. And you want to be a part of that. So yeah, see you soon.